Do you know someone who has a pretty cool story to tell? Well, the city of Toledo, the Toledo-Lucas County Public Library, and others are partnering together for an event where all of us can hear those stories. Karen Maloney and Kay James with the city are here this afternoon talking about the upcoming Human Library. First of all, when is this coming up?
So the Human Library is going to take place on May 10th from noon to 3 at the main branch library.
Just a couple of weeks away here. Human Library, what is this?
It's an opportunity for participants to come and engage in real dialogue to foster empathy with human books.
Human books. So you're going to bring in authors, Kay? Authors come in, or not authors, but just people, just everyday people with unique stories to tell?
Yeah, so these individuals are people who've been through some sort of, hardship or unusual per se instance in life that many of us can't relate to, or that honestly a lot of participants can relate to and aren't used to hearing on any sort of a stage or a platform.
How many people you expect to, A, come to this event, and how many speakers would you have in this whole event?
So this is our 4th annual. We've had about 200 participants each time, so we're anticipating that we'll have about 200 again. Right now we have 15 confirmed human books that will be available for readers to check out for 15 minutes at a time. This year we're also offering a youth section of our Human Library. In the past we have had youth books for people to check out, but this year we really wanted to dedicate a section for those youth to share their hopes and dreams and talk about their lived experiences.
So basically someone just gets up there and for 15 minutes talks about their life. Like it would be me, I'd be meandering all over the place. It must be difficult for a person to kind of capsulize their life in 15 minutes and make it interesting.
I think we try to avoid any expectation of what that story would look like or what that conversation would sound like. It's okay if somebody meanders around or goes on tangents. It's really about them and their authentic experience. We don't want anybody to feel, dehumanized. That's the exact opposite of what we're doing here. We want them to just speak and ask questions and have conversations that they find meaningful, however that might look.
So they basically just speak for a while, then they'll answer questions at the end of that period?
Yes, so the way that the event will be set up is our books will have a table to themselves, and a reader, if I was a reader, I would come and I would check out a book of my choosing. So I would actually get to read a little description about that. That book would have a title, and then that description would tell me what that book is going to be about. And so I would be like, yeah, I want to read that book, and I would be able to sit in front of that person for about 15 minutes. And we usually say, give 10 minutes for the story to be told, and then allow for 5 minutes for questions and dialogue.
So this isn't one person speaking to the whole thing for a long period of time. Right. It's more of a interpersonal thing, one-on-one or one-on-two, whatever it is. So as you say, checking out a book, you select what the topic is going to be.
And as a reader then, if I am really interested in that book, I can go back and check them out again, and we can continue our conversation, and I can be able to ask questions, and we could further down that road. Or I could be like, you know what, I saw another book that I was really interested in, and I want to know about that person. So I could, as a reader, then check out a different person for 15 minutes.
Kay, your background is sociology. Where does this fit in with that on basically human interaction?
So Human Library is really about fostering greater connection and understanding among members of our community. And for me as a social worker, that's feels like my entire job description. I think that there is a plethora of issues that we face on a societal scale that really boil down to a lack of understanding of one another, a lack of willingness to have these conversations and get to know each other and have that open-minded approach.
You probably had some discussions about the event. You've been at it before since you've been with the city longer, but Kay, you've just been in the city for 8 months. What have you heard about it? What expectations would you have?
My expectations are pretty open. I am excited. This is my first time attending the event, let alone being involved behind the scenes. And as I mentioned, I'm just very hopeful that this fosters some greater understanding, that if people leave the event glad that they came, and that our speakers leave the event glad that they participated.
All right, again, Karen, Kay, thank you so much. This event is coming up May 10th. That's noon to 3 at the main library. You need to register ahead of time for this?
No, it's open to the public.
Okay. Hope you get a good crowd on that day and good weather for it, too. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.